Back to Look News. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. All month long, we're going to be shining a light on this here at Look News and the battle, of course, against domestic violence. Joining us to tell us more is the District Attorney for Saratoga County, Jim Murphy, and Executive Director of Domestic Violence and Rape Crisis Services of Saratoga County, Maggie Frank. Welcome to Look News.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you both for being here. You know, I really want to know a little bit about how your two agencies, your two offices work together, not only on this month, which is for awareness, but all year long on battling this issue.
Maggie and I have been working together for a long time. I think that as District Attorney, first and foremost, our goal is to prosecute certainly cases that are charged, but I think equally important as the DA, it's our really obligation to work with community-based not-for-profits to make sure that we refer victims of DV to her agency, the Domestic Violence Rape Crisis in Saratoga County. Her agency works really seamlessly with my office. We have her people in to look at our cases with us, to work with victims together with my victim specialists who refer the victims to her office, and really to support victims of crime throughout the whole criminal justice process and through the case from beginning to end.
You know, Maggie, talking about that, obviously a very supportive District Attorney's Office. How does that help you in your mission every day?
Oh, it absolutely is, because being able to use the criminal justice system is what provides the final remedy for a victim of domestic violence. What our agency does is we can sometimes help someone to get to the point where they do work with the criminal justice process, and also support them through that process and in what they need to do afterwards as they're healing, they're recovering, and they're building a life that's free from violence. So we couldn't do it, though, without the work that's done there.
You know, Jim, you penned a letter this week talking about domestic violence issues here in the state, the amount of money it costs, the amount of victims there are. You know, why is it important for you to be using this month to share those messages?
Well, you know, so many people think that, you know, domestic violence, if they don't see it, it doesn't exist, or it doesn't affect people like me. And I think that we have to send the message and remind people that domestic violence is one of the crimes that affects every socioeconomic status, every race, every religion, everyone. And it's really in our own backyards. And I think it's important to know that today in my office we have over 1,000 cases pending in Saratoga County. And so it's everywhere. And I think that many people think, oh my goodness, I'm the only one that this is happening to. And the more we talk about it, the more we can let people know that we have resources in our community, like Maggie's agency, that there are people in my office who can help them through the system, that we as prosecutors will take those cases to court that maybe 10 years ago never saw the light of day, that they will feel more comfortable and come forward and be safe and have systems that support them through this really difficult time where they're in danger. And I think that's the most important message that we can send during this month.
Yeah, 1,000 cases too many here in our county. You know, you obviously talked about Maggie's agency, which is, you know, at the front line of battling domestic violence. What other services would you like to see, you know, that can come down the line in the future to help battle this issue?
I think more than services, one of the big things we need, and Jim certainly alluded to it, is awareness. Because so often people don't know to get help until there is that crisis. And so getting ahead of the problem, working with employers, working with the community, that is essential. Working with youth, because that first time that someone's in an abusive relationship, let's get to that soon.
I would agree. I think education is another piece. You know, when kids witness domestic violence in their own home, you know, they're much more likely to grow up doing the same kind of abusive cycle. When we see people who abuse animals, animal abuse, that typically can turn very easily into abusing other human beings. So we see these kinds of trends, and the quicker and earlier we can kind of intervene in these situations, be it in a high school setting, a middle school setting, or even in a young adult population of 20-year-olds, we can hopefully prevent or stop that cycle of abuse and hopefully have less work to do, which would be a great thing.
It would be a great thing. Jim Murphy, the District Attorney for Saratoga County, Maggie Frank, I know we've got some other folks coming in all month long talking about this issue, and we appreciate you spearheading that effort for us as we get the word out.
And we appreciate you getting that word out, because that's important.
Thank you
so
both so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Now, to see this interview and learn more about domestic violence and how you can make a difference in this battle during this Awareness Month, head to our website. It's looktvonline.com.